Do you wear a watch on every run, or do you take a break from wearing a watch every once in a while? While it is nice to have a watch for running to track your time, distance, and pace, did you know it is actually beneficial to run without your watch from time to time? Here are 6 benefits of running without a watch. The first benefit of running without a watch is that it is less pressure. It can actually reduce stress when you run without a watch. When you run without a watch, you aren't always looking at your time and your pace and constantly worrying about if you are on pace or not. Not being able to look at your watch prevents you from beating yourself up if you aren't hitting the pace that you are wanting to. Running without a watch actually keeps you more relaxed. You are more relaxed, it makes it more enjoyable, and you're less stressed. If you are more relaxed, you feel less tension in your body overall, and that results in less pressure on yourself. I actually run without a watch a lot, especially on my easy run days. So if I'm going outside for a run and I know I need to be running easy that day, I just go a lot of times based on how I feel and go on an easy effort at a rate of perceived exertion of 2 to 3. If you haven't tried running without a watch, or you are thinking about running without a watch from time to time, I encourage you to do so because you will definitely put less pressure on yourself. And I find running without a watch is very freeing. Another benefit of running without a watch is that it can be more enjoyable. It really can make running fun because you don't have the pressure on yourself to constantly be looking at your watch to see if you are on pace. It really allows you to enjoy your surrounding more, such as enjoying nature or just being more mindful of specific aspects of running, such as your running form or how you feel. If you are running with a friend that day, it can make it enjoyable just by talking to that friend and not even having to worry about pace, because pace isn't always everything, especially if you are trying to run an easier pace. Another benefit of running without a watch is that it allows you to listen to your body. It allows you to run by feel. It allows your body to go by its natural flow. It's especially important on your easy days of running because when you are running easy that day, that is meant for recovery from a hard speed work session. Allowing your body to run in a natural state of recovery can be very beneficial to your training. So if you are a more experienced runner, or when you become a more experienced runner, you will figure out how your run should feel. And you could actually start running by rate of perceived exertion. So that could be on your easy days, or you essentially could also not wear a watch on a speed work day when you get more experienced. You kind of know how that speed work pace feels. So you can start running without a watch even on those days. It's possible. So there always is a time and place to have your watch, and they are very handy and convenient. But sometimes you want to slow things down a little bit and just kind of change things up. It's not going to hurt to run without a watch every once in a while. Another benefit of running without a watch is that it could make you run slower on easy days. I know you're probably thinking, what? I don't want to run slower. But sometimes on our easy days, it is easy to run too fast. You should be running your easy days 2 to 3 minutes slower than your 5K race pace. So that is 2 to 3 minutes slower per mile. If you have the pressure of your watch on you, it might make you think that you have to run at a certain pace even on your easy days. But in reality, you might need to run slower than what pace you think that you need to run in your mind. This will promote recovery and help prevent injury, and this is going to make you a stronger runner. By not wearing a watch from time to time, it allows you to take the pressure off of you, and it allows your body to go at its natural intended pace without feeling guilty. Another benefit of not wearing a watch is that it could make you faster. This totally sounds opposite what I said about making you slower, but you seriously, if you are doing speed work and you are going based upon how you feel in a speed work session, you could go faster. Looking at your watch during speed work sessions could possibly slow you down and make you not run as efficient because it is causing distractions while you are running because you're always looking at your watch. And it's just really not a good state to be in if you're constantly looking at your watch because you don't always need to look at your watch every 5 minutes. Sometimes you just need to force yourself to look away. So that's why sometimes it's good just not to wear a watch at all and get in the habit of not always relying on your watch. Wearing a watch could actually make you more tense. So if you are not wearing a watch and not worrying about it, you will run in a more relaxed state. Running without a watch can actually make you more relaxed and more efficient. I actually forgot my GPS watch during a marathon before. So I went down to the start line of a marathon. When I got to the start line, I'm thinking, oh crap, I forgot my watch in my hotel room. Well, it actually ended up being very beneficial to me because I had a decent race that time. I had no pressure at all of looking at my watch, and I just ran the race based upon how I felt and what felt good to me. And it actually benefited me overall. I did a lot better than I normally did in a long time. Just know if you forget your watch or you decide, I don't want to wear a watch, it doesn't mean you're not going to have a good race. Because sometimes you might even have a better race without a watch. I know it sounds crazy to think, but you just have no pressure on yourself, you're less stressed, and you actually probably run at a more relaxed pace without always constantly looking over at your watch and being like, oh my gosh, am I on pace? Am I on pace? Am I doing okay? Yeah, that really puts a lot of pressure on yourself. So from time to time, give it a try. Run a race without the watch or just go on a training run without a watch. You might actually be surprised on your results of how you run. Also had times during marathons where my GPS watch wasn't working. It just would not load up. It would not get a signal at all to load my watch up. So I was forced to run without a watch. I've actually had this happen numerous times. I'm not sure of what it is, if it just couldn't get the area because I'm pretty far away from home, or if it's just buildings around me that's blocking the GPS signal, or it's a cloudy day. I'm not sure what goes on sometimes with GPS watches, but I have come to realize I cannot always rely on my GPS watch. Maybe you don't have that problem. Maybe it's just the watch I have, but I just always keep an open mind that I might have to possibly run without a watch without even wanting to. Just know that if that happens to you, it's going to be okay, and sometimes running without a watch could help you have a better race. The key takeaway here is that you do not have to have a watch to run a good race. Another benefit of running without a watch is that it can actually improve your motivation to run. If you find yourself in a running rut where you just don't really have the motivation to run and you're just not into running right now and you're really not sure why, and you try running without a watch, you might find enjoyment again if you run without a watch. Maybe your lack of motivation is something deep down inside that you are just not satisfied with how you are running lately. Maybe you're comparing yourself with others and you're like, man, I wish I could run as fast as them, and you get down on yourself, or you're just not hitting personal best goals and you haven't had a personal best in a while and you lose motivation. Just know that, everyone can go through a running rut from time to time, but if you were thinking, man, I have been looking at my watch constantly, social media apps or running apps, and comparing myself to other people's pace and their distances they are running, try running without a watch for a while and see if that helps your motivation and helps you get motivated to run again. Do you ever run without a watch? If you have you found any benefits of running without a watch? Please comment below. I would love to hear your feedback. Make sure you watch the next video on your screen about the 11 running myths exposed.